we would like to present our research finding with the title, The Effect of Previous Traumatic Exposure on Psychological Distress in Relation to Suicidality among Undergraduate Students in Faculty of Health Sciences, University Kebangsaan Malaysia. In your lifetime, have you experienced any trauma events such as serious accidents, sexual assault, kidnapping, fire, sudden deaths of close family, or natural disaster? Do you realize trauma exposure might cause psychological distress? Psychological distress is an emotional condition when a person feels depressed or anxiety. This condition, past trauma exposure, and psychological distress can be the major factors lead to suicidality. Several studies conducted on post-traumatic experience and the effect on psychological distress among students. Post-traumatic experience among students is an area of interest among not only researchers but also academicians throughout the world because excessive learning activities worsen the post-traumatic impact and trigger the stress on students. This can also lead to strained relationships within family and friends and health problems such as depression and suicidal thoughts. As Malaysia intended to be a developed nation not only in terms of its socioeconomic, but also psychological and social perspective, so it is important for us to explore on students' psychological condition. In light of the mentioned above, the study going to examine the association between traumatic event and psychological distress in relation to suicidality among students. The research question of this study is previous traumatic exposure associated with psychological distress and suicidality among UKM FSK undergraduate students? The hypothesis of the study is the previous traumatic exposure will be positively associated with psychological distress and suicidality among Faculty of Health Sciences, University Kebangsaan Malaysia undergraduate students. The main objective of the study is to identify the association of previous trauma exposure on psychological distress in relation to suicidality among Faculty of Health Sciences undergraduate students. To identify the prevalence of psychological distress, to examine the association of previous traumatic exposure on psychological distress in relation to suicidality among UKM FSK undergraduate students. Identify the prevalence and to develop a strategy intervention. Cross-sectional study design, convenient sampling technique, undergraduate students in the Faculty of Health Sciences, UKM Kuala Lumpur. Required a sample size of 287 respondents. Self-administered questionnaire divided into 4 parts. There are 2 instruments were used: the Hospital Anxiety and Depression Scale and Mini International Neuropsychiatry Interview. SPSS version 22, Frequency Distribution, Descriptive Statistic, and chi-square. 22% male, 77% is female. Malay and Chinese comprise the majority of the samples. Almost half of the total respondents respondents were students from year 1. In terms of courses, the three highest scores of respondents were from dietetic course, diagnostic imaging and radiotherapy course, and followed by biomedical science course. Study reported 22% ever experienced traumatic events, while 77% never experienced any traumatic event. 74% were female, while 25% were males. The finding of the study is similar with the study from Kirk and Dollar. A cut-off score of equal is 16 is used to define the overall psychological scores. To define anxiety and depression separately according to HADS, a cut-off score of equal 8 is used. The overall prevalence of psychological distress among students was 35%. This finding is lower as compared to studies in the United Kingdom. In terms of anxiety, the prevalence was higher, which was 62%. This prevalence is higher than study finding from the United Kingdom. In terms of depression, the prevalence was 26%. It was slightly similar as reported that depression was found in Turkish university students. University is an important transition in life stage. Undergoing this transition may lead to an increased risk of depression. In total of 292 respondents, 15 respondents reported that they ever make suicide attempts in their life. The study found that only 5% of the respondents have experienced suicidality at least once in their lives, wishes of being dead. It was slightly lower compared to that reported in the United Kingdom, which was 8%. Showed that 86.6% respondents were in no-risk category, 8.6% in low-risk category, 2.7% in moderate risk category, and 1.4% in high-risk category. Suicidality risk based on study by Christine showed that the student problems come from study, financial, living, social pressures, and the lack of social support. Our findings show that no relationship between traumatic exposure, psychological distress, and suicidality. This finding is different with previous study from Anders 2012. Compared to Anders, there are several events reported by respondents wrote on the questionnaire, including own suicidality caused by traumatic exposure. Chi-square test of contingency revealed that there is a relationship between HADS D and study course. Therefore, multinomial logistic regression was carried out to further assess the relationship. The results revealed that there is a relationship between HADS D and course dietetic. Dietetic courses have 3 times higher opportunity to get depression as compared to other courses. Prevalence of psychological distress was 35%, anxiety 62%, depression 36%, no relationship between previous traumatic exposure and psychological distress and suicidality, and dietetic students 3 times higher opportunity to get depression compared to other courses. That's all for us, and thank you for watching.